And welcome back. Good morning, YouTube. It is 5:13 a.m. Thursday, September 22nd, 2022. If you made it through my last video, wow. I don't know if I'm ever going to even take the time to watch all of that. I just had a lot to get off my chest. What can I say? So, if you did look at that, you did see what a mess the living room was. Yeah, Priscilla's had, depending on how you count it, 2 to 3 months to get all her shit out of my apartment. She still hasn't done it. I still clearly have a long way to go, but I just thought I'd share. It's baby steps. It's just going to take me finding the self-discipline to actually make progress at this to get it done. And I want to share that I do actually have my futon 100% cleared off. And for those curious, this is an IKEA beddinge futon with, for those who are into IKEA, that remember the beddinge futons, which were discontinued years ago, they were offered with 3 different types of mattresses, and one of which was not particularly comfortable, one of which was very comfortable, and then there was one that was right in the middle that was not bad, and it was reasonably priced. That's the one I have. It's just a black sheet strung over the top of it. I was going to buy the black, I might actually have the proper cover for it. The thing that was cool about bedding is they made a bunch of different covers for it, but since it's been discontinued for a long time, obviously you can't still buy those unless you buy them, on the secondhand market. And a couple of years ago, I bought a really nice one. And this is, years after they discontinued it. Bought it on eBay. Got a pretty good deal on it. Still brand new, still sealed. I don't know that I've even opened. I think I opened the box just enough to verify it was in there and it was sealed. Don't know where it is. Most likely it's in my storage. And I had chosen not to put it on just because at the time my younger daughter Lily was living here full time, and she was really bad at spilling stuff on the couch. And then add on top of that just what a slob Priscilla was, and I just didn't want to put it on there. That's when I put the sheet on it. The original fabric on the beddinge is it's a little stained. I mean, it's not gross or anything, but I don't know that there's an easy way to clean that. And it's not designed to be sat on anyway. It's designed to have a cover on it. The sheet functions. I like the black sheet on it. But yeah, at some point I do want to get my, I think when I bought it, I bought the black cover for it, but I think that thing, it was worn out, if memory serves. I think it was worn out by the time I moved out of Tempe, and I think the cats had peed on it on top of that. So, but it's good now. The mattress is good and stuff. So, yay, I finally have a clean, for the first time in probably over a year, I have a clean futon to sit on in my living room, and all of Priscilla's crap, including Priscilla, is off of my futon. This box here, which was the one in my last video when I came in and I was looking to see if Sheba was playing in it. When I bought the box in, I don't know, I want to say 2:30 in the morning. I don't know, when I came back from Circle K from buying heavily discounted alcohol. I only went to get my Sip and Save drink, but I ended up buying a bunch of heavily discounted, alcoholic beverages and a few non-alcoholic beverages. I love the little discount clearance thing. I think I bought a couple chocolate pies for like $1 a piece too. I love the clearance bins at Circle K. Sometimes they got some great stuff in it at good prices. I got more than I normally do. Anyway, I brought this box in. I had grabbed it yesterday morning when I was working on my recycling before I brought my car to Rob's for him to figure out why it was overheating and see why my AC hadn't been so cold the last week or so. Anyway, I grabbed this one when I was working on my recycling, and I was planning to fill it up with recycling, but I figured I could also use it to box stuff up, and I have. It's almost completely full of crap that Priscilla had on the couch, on the futon there, and some of the crap that she had on this table and on the floor. Granted, the floor is still gross, but, progress, baby steps. As I've said before, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I got a big mess in here. It's going to take a lot for me to work on it, and it's going to take a lot for me to find the time to do it. And to be completely honest, one of my biggest struggles is motivation. I'm still, I am bipolar, and so I'm constantly fighting depression, and I've just dealt with a lot in the last couple of months between that horrible cold that I still don't feel I'm fully over. Two bouts with bad dental issues, and it's all the drama of Priscilla, trying to get Priscilla out of my apartment. And now that she's out, she's still not out, which reminds me, I want to make sure this deadbolt is thrown. I'm going to be a lot more, after her just steadfast, when I needed after that trauma at the dentist, I needed to be held. Even if you don't want to straight up have sex, I just need to make out and be held. And I needed to hold me and tell me everything's going to be okay. I don't need a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of fucking lectures and shit, which is what she came with. So yeah, she can be locked out for a while. I'm not going to throw her stuff away. I'm not going to destroy her stuff. I dang near filled up that box. There's still enough of her stuff laying around here. Also, there was she had this big umbrella sitting on the couch. Unfortunately that doesn't fit in the box, but I'm going to definitely fill up that box, probably with some stuff in the kitchen, whatever, fill up that box and tape it up. I'm going to tape it up. It does have some vinyl records in it. So I can't put that in my outside storage. It needs to stay in here because I just, regardless of how I feel about Priscilla at any given moment, I just couldn't do that to vinyl records. For anybody who knows me in the slightest, I've been collecting records since I was 2 years old in 1972, and I just can't do anything to damage a record. And as you can see on the walls, it's my media collection. That turntable there looking pretty sad. That lid has got to be the ugliest turntable lid ever to come stock on a turntable. The turntable underneath it is absolutely a thing of beauty, though. Oh man, I used to have these great videos of my audio video system on my old YouTube channel, Dan the Taxi Man. This is really the only kind of blog content I had on there. And sadly, those were lost when that channel got suspended for copyright infringement. Over Tool videos, I'd like to have a discussion about that with Maynard. It's like, dude, I'm one of your biggest fans. How you gonna let YouTube do me like that? I never monetized those at all either. I allowed his record label to monetize it. I just put those out there so they could be some good quality uploads of Tool videos, because at that particular point in time, Tool had not made their videos available on YouTube. I was trying to turn on my flashlight to see what kind of turntable this is. I freaking love this turntable. It's an Akai. I can't even really get a valuation on this one because it's so obscure and rare, but it's an Akai APL45. I'm hoping by later on this morning to actually have this corner cleaned up enough so I can just chill out here and listen to some records. That's my receiver there. It's probably about a 10-year-old Yamaha, and actually it's probably a little, it's about 10 years old. When I got it, it was only a couple of years old. I've had it for a long time. It's been powered off for a long time. And there came a point where Priscilla had so completely taken over my living room to the point I couldn't enjoy it anymore. And I just started disconnecting and shutting everything down. It's like, this TV is not here for you to loiter in my living room. That's my TV, not your TV. Don't need to be putting hours. It only has so many hours of good use. So I want hours wasted on you watching fucking cooking shows in here without me. Oh, and I did get the little table I got cleaned. I got it all wiped down, spotless on top. So yeah, I have a couch and I have a coffee table, and the floor definitely needs vacuum, but at least it's clear of debris right along there. So baby steps, a little bit at a time. I am going to try to clean this apartment up now that Priscilla is no longer living here. Anyway, did I say the time? I'm pretty sure I did. It is, hang on, pull my iPhone. 5:23 a.m. I'm supposed to take my pills at about 5 a.m. Oh, I guess it would help if I went and got my pills, wouldn't it? Oh, now there's Sambo crashed out on the suitcase. What are you doing, buddy? Sambo. Hi. Oh, no, don't get off. You're good on the suitcase. He loves that. Whenever I lay it like that, he just is like, oh, my bed is back. I love my bed. This has got to be the best stray. Most cats that I've had, I've never been one to, buy a cat or adopt a cat. I mean, I guess I've adopted all my cats, but pretty much every cat I've ever had. For those who don't know, I'm a big time cat lover. Yes, and I love you the most, just Sambo. Most every cat that I've found that I have has either been a feral cat or a stray cat that I have found and taken in, or a cat that a friend had that they were losing their place or moved and were moving someplace where they couldn't keep it, and I've taken on their cat. Or in one case, I had a cat many, many, many years ago that I named Tigger. It's Tigger with 4 R's, who just adopted me. I got an apartment in Jackson Hole, and on my very first day there, I was exhausted from travel. I laid my you chillax, Sambo. I laid my trying to find my pills. I'm about a half hour late for taking my antibiotics and my antibiotics and my painkillers. I don't feel like I need the painkillers now, but definitely with antibiotics, I need to keep taking them until they're gone. God, they were like right here. You know what? I need to put this down. I need to stop this. I need to find those pills because I need to go out and get some food and get some food. I don't have anything worth eating here, so I need to get. Oh, there's the Amazon bag, by the way. Need to get some food. Need to get some food in my belly, and I need to take those pills with me. So right after I eat the food, I can take them. So I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause this. Yes, you too, Sambo. I'll pause this, and thanks for sharing cat butt with the internet. And find those pills. They're around. They got to be close to the bed. They don't get far from the bed. Yes, I see you. And then I'll explain the story of Tigger and also how I got to have Sambo. I love this cat so much. Priscilla and I still kind of debating as to whose cat he is, but have no intentions of letting this little guy go. He's my mini panther. And I'm back. It is 5:30. There's Sambo doing his plop. Gonna do that again for everybody? He's been doing this since he was, I don't know, adolescent. Like didn't do it as a little kid. Now he does it again. About the time he became like a young adult cat, like older kitten. He's started this thing where he walking along and just forcefully plop like that. It's adorable. I don't think I've ever had another cat that does it, at least not quite like that. So as promised, I'm going to give you all the story of Sambo and also of Tigger. Sorry to have to leave you, buddy. I'll be home soon. Found my bag from CVS. It was it had just fallen off the edge of the bed, the far edge of the bed. Yes. potentially nice of an apartment as I have, it's kind of sad. I've just kind of retreated to that bed, and just kind of neglected the rest of the apartment. But most of that due to just how bad things had got with Priscilla. And yeah, if you haven't been following me since then, go back to vlogs. Oh man, pretty much everything in June and July. I probably lost a lot of viewers because people, my focus kind of shifted from critiquing public transit here in Phoenix to just going off every day about the latest drama with my girlfriend and how unhappy I was with her, and anyway, still kind of, I don't know, still kind of in a place with her, but at least that place doesn't involve her living in my home. Dang, we got these poles here in the parking structure, and I always try to park in such a way that I can open my front door, but I'm a little bit behind where I want to be. Anyway, get my pills right there. Check this out. Karaoke DJ over at actually her husband. They're kind of a team effort over at Wander Inn Saturday night. So he's got a gig where he basically reclaims abandoned large vehicles, so usually RVs and trailers. And sometimes he finds old consumer electronics in it. And most everything he gets, he just gives it to me, because otherwise it'd just be going in the garbage. I haven't plugged it in, haven't checked to see how good it is, but it's a Magnavox Combo VCR DVD player. Not something I would keep for myself. My tastes in consumer electronics or audio video components is a lot. I have a lot more. I like a lot higher end than that. I don't, as a general rule, I don't do combo players, but I will definitely save that from a landfill and see if it's working, and if it's not working, do my best to repair it, and find it at home. Hopefully I can sell it on eBay, make a little bit of money, but if not, I'll at least try to get it to somebody that. A lot of times I'm not very active on Reddit these days, not like I used to be, but I do occasionally still go into RVHS, and sometimes there's local teenagers that are just getting into VHS as sort of a novelty, and I'm down to donate it. If it's a VCR that doesn't have any real resale value, I'd much rather give it to a kid that's starting in the hobby rather than throw it away. So 5:34 a.m. right now. I would have just been getting on. I'd probably be getting in my car, leaving the Amazon warehouse right now had I been working. I really feel good enough to work again right now. In fact, I don't intend to take my painkiller at all. I haven't had any. I mean, I was in a lot of pain when I left the dentist. And a lot of that was just, come on, kitten. Yeah, I was hurting a lot when I left the dentist, but a lot of that was just a lot of mental trauma when I left the dentist yesterday afternoon. But holy crap, it's that bowl trash I'm talking about. Dang, I scratched my damn car. One thing that's got me worried, and unfortunately it rained all day yesterday, but with all this bulk trash, and here's another thing, that's actually a pile of bulk trash in front of me. It's all landscaping, garbage, tree branches and stuff. Yesterday, it's all wet right now from all the rain yesterday, but the way the weather is in Phoenix, in 2 days, that's all going to be dry, and dry landscaping debris like that becomes exceptionally flammable. With all the people wandering around here, all the vagrants wandering around here smoking blues. I'm really worried that that's going to end up, there's going to end up being a fire. Some of this bulk trash, tree trimmings and stuff left behind by the city of Phoenix that they're not picking up. There's more of it right there. Look at that big old. That is not a bush. That's not landscaping. That is more. Pretty sure that's more piles of. That's more piles of. Pretty sure more cut branches, more bulk trash. The city of Phoenix isn't picking up in this neighborhood. I still haven't gone online to find out when they should have done it, but there's just no, there's no way the entire neighborhood doesn't know what day it gets picked up and has this much stuff on the side of the road. There's more of it. And a big pile of, landscaping debris. I mean, the city's supposed to pick this stuff up, I think they do it like once a week or twice a week, and it's just out of hand. The entire neighborhood is like this. And not just like right by here, like over on the other side of 44th Street. I want to say it's probably 43rd Street. I walked up it, or maybe I drove up it. Oh no, I drove it. I wasn't vlogging, but after I got done doing the video where I showed the police arresting the homeless guy that was on the bench in front of the Chevron there on McDowell and 44th. When I drove away from that, I came out, turned right onto McDowell, and turned right onto 43rd Street, and oh wow, boy, that AC just got the car cold with a quickness. Brr. It was like kind of warm and muggy when I got in the car, but it's cold already. It's as I was driving up 43rd Street, there were just piles and piles and piles of bulk trash on 43rd Street. Piles and piles of trash on 43rd Street. I'm debating as to whether I want to have breakfast with Adam again today. I don't feel like driving that far today. Really hope he gets to that gig that he said he had. Said he had a painting job that was supposed to last 3 days. Good to see him eager to work. Oh wow, got a person sitting on the sidewalk there. That looked kind of questionable. I think I'm gonna go back to Burger King. I'm torn between doing one of the. I'm torn between another breakfast burger from Whataburger, because I really like those. I know they're a temporary menu item, or whether I want to get a munchie meal from Jack in the Box. Or I could get myself a carne asada burrito from. Sorry, thinking out loud. Yeah, I still got teeth issues. I still got some pain, like at the gum level. It's nothing like what I've been going through, but yeah, I definitely need to be a little cautious about what I eat. So I'm thinking the breakfast burger. That's pretty soft and malleable. Oh, that's probably gonna work out the best. And speaking of 43rd Street, I think I'll drive down it right now, just to give you all a view of all the bulk trash. So fun seeing what political ads signs people who own houses put in front of their houses. Yeah, there's some landscaping, bulk trash, and a big box on the right side there. I don't think I need to narrate it. Y'all can see the piles of stuff on the side of the road. Wow. Or maybe I do. Look at that one. Damn. That's just... There's so much, like, cut branches there waiting for the city to pick it up that it's blocking the sidewalk. Completely blocking the sidewalk in, like, an entire house. Another pile of it right there. Yeah, piles of bulk trash, most of which is cut branches. Along this street is pretty intense. Right there. I'll back up and let you see that one just in case you didn't see me driving by it. At least these guys have it to where it's not blocking the sidewalk. But this looks like they're doing some remodeling on the inside and left all their construction debris right there. Damn. I mean, it's their yard, but you know, obviously there's obviously a problem with bulk trash pickup in Phoenix right now. I need to Google that to find out what the hell is going on. I got a vehicle right behind me. He probably thinks I'm being super suspicious. So I'm just going to keep on moving. God, I really want to do my liquid breakfast at Wander Inn. They'll be opening in about 15 minutes, but I did discuss with my dentist and my dental assistant, mostly with my dental assistant, just how important it is to finish off my antibiotics. He said he read somewhere that 90% of people who are prescribed the antibiotics tend to not finish their prescription as soon as they start feeling better. And as a general rule, you're supposed to finish those just to make sure that infection is gone, whatever it was, whatever you had going on that caused your doctor to prescribe you antibiotics. Although I'll be honest, I don't always. Wow, a lot of construction going on the right here. I like those big old spotlights they got on the right. That's neat. A lot of work crew rolling in there. I do. I don't know, a lot of times in the past, like, I definitely don't stop as soon as the pain stops, because I definitely still need to be taking them now, which of course means I need to not be drinking, which sucks, which means I can't be drinking at my show tomorrow night. Although I tell you, last Thursday, I drank enough at that show for like 2 shows, so I think I'm going to keep myself good and sober for my show tonight. I feel like I need to kind of ask some people, did I say anything mean? And I got a feeling I owe some people some apologies for my drunken behavior. I mean, maybe I don't. Usually I'm early friendly drunk. I did apologize to Adam, and he said that I was completely cool. So he said he was actually glad that I was able to sit there with him and sober up before driving farther. I don't want to hear that played out song. Yeah. So tempting to go to the bar and have my breakfast. Got my liquid breakfast of a well-made Bloody Mary, but I need to not do that. I just need to get my breakfast burger and take my antibiotic. I'm about an hour behind schedule on it.
Since 1996, mortgage rates are at their highest since 2008. Auto loans, their highest since 2012, but they're all likely to get higher, and that's really where you're going to feel it the most, is in those 3 areas. Credit card rates are going to rise.
That guy is really passing on the right in the exit-only lane to cut people off.
Connection to the Fed's benchmark. So there's a good chance your credit card rate is going to follow suit within 1 or 2 billing cycles, and that means anyone carrying a balance on their credit card is going to have to shell out even more just to cover the interest charges. Mortgage rates are already higher, as I mentioned. Now, adjustable rate mortgages and home equity loans are tied directly to the prime rate, what the Fed does, right? But your 15 and 30-year mortgages, those are fixed rates, and they're tied to treasury yields and the economy. And today's rates are at their highest level since the Great Recession, but they're likely to go up even more. So, as an example, back in December, the 30-year rate was about 3.11%. So on a $300,000 loan, That meant a monthly payment of about $1,283. Today's rate of 6.02% brings that monthly payment to $1,803. That's $520 a month difference. He's
getting into numbers I don't need to know about, but I do need to definitely see what's going on with my credit card debt and maybe look into a credit card consolidation loan, or see if I still have any offers for somebody taking my balance and letting me go for a year without interest. I did make a pretty big dent in my credit card debt when I got my signing bonus from Amazon about a month and a half ago. And just with all the time I've had to take off work due to dental issues and mental health issues, I don't need to just suddenly, I don't need to lose all the headway I made on that. No, it's getting stuffy. Time to turn the AC back on, getting stuffy in there again. Looks like we're gonna have another wet day in Phoenix today. So I said I was gonna tell the story of Sambo and of Tigger. Now, Tigger was the cat that I got when I moved to Jackson, Wyoming from Denver, Colorado, for what I thought was my dream job at KZGH, KZ95 in Jackson. And it was my dream job. It just didn't last as long as I thought it was going to. And I left under very bad terms. And I don't want to tell the story of that right now, but I do want to tell the story of Tigger. When I initially moved there, it was looking like I was going to find my own place to live. I quickly found that there was just no affordable housing in Jackson, Wyoming, and that's when I told the management of the station that I might actually have to turn the job down. And mind you, I was already in Jackson, and I was in Jackson, but I had not actually started the job yet. And I was with some friends, and I was still going back to Denver for another weekend and do some. I think I had everything pretty much packed at that point. But anyway, I headed back to Denver with my best friend at the time, Lori, and my girlfriend, Danita, also known as Ducky. God, I miss her. She was awesome. And freaking hot too. Anyway, I came back, and they said they would try to work something out with me, and they did. They actually did an employee housing deal. They said that's something they never did before on at the radio station, but they did with some of their other businesses.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I just want to get a breakfast burger, just the sandwich.
All right, anything else?
No, that'll be it. Thank you.
All right, your total is... Thank you.
Great, thank you. I still have not made a payment on my Discover. I don't know how much available credit I have on it, but every time I do a charge, I get a push the message from the Discover app telling me that I'm getting dangerously close to my balance. So I think I'm gonna give him my Wells Fargo. Well, yeah, I hate getting declined. That's just so embarrassing. So anyway, give him my Wells Fargo rewards and look plenty of credit on that one. You know, in the video that City Nerd just did about drive-thrus, it said nobody ever turns their cars off in the drive-thru. I do. Thank you very much. Because I know this could be a while. And I don't need to keep my AC on right now. So anyway. Oh, no, maybe you are pulling forward. I see your hand in the stuff out. Anyway, so I ended up getting a deal with KZ95 with their ownership. They really wanted to keep me. They really liked what I was bringing to the table as an afternoon drive and music director for their station. At the time, I think they were the top station in town, the only pop station in town. And yeah, they said they also, the owners of the of KZJH also own the local Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise, and they said that they had a condominium that they usually used for temporary workers as employee housing for the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Most everybody that works in the service industry, especially people that work at the resorts and the hotels, but also the restaurants and stuff, just because it is a tourist economy and it's very much an exclusive place to live. In Jackson Hole, Wyoming, most of those employers, for people who have people in the service industry, do provide employee housing. And the most popular place to do it, I quickly found out, was the Ponderosa condominiums, affectionately known by most of the locals as the Pondo condos. I would say probably 2/3 of the people that lived in Pondo condos were in employee housing. Those condominiums were, and they were condos, they were owned by the various employers in the area. And some of those employers would stack a lot of people into those 2-bedroom condos. And the one directly downstairs from where I ended up moving in was employee housing for Snow King Resort. And sometimes you would walk in and the whole living room would just be rows of sleeping bags of people sleeping on the floor. It's insane how many people they pack in some of those things. But boy, was that party central. Boy, was the Pondo Condos party central for Jackson Hole, Wyoming back in 1991. God knows what it's like now, but that's how it was back then. But anyway, yeah, they put me up in one of the Pondo condos, which is nice. I had a second story one on the back end of the complex where my back patio faced the mountain preserve. So I mean, out my back, the picture, the image out my back patio was like something from a freaking postcard. It was unbelievably beautiful. And so yeah, they hooked me up with that. They did say that. Good morning. Oh yeah, a little bit wet, but it's nice and cool for a change.
Right.
It's been so hot lately.
I think the winter is just coming.
I'm just glad for summer. We don't get winter here. We just get summer and not summer.
Right?
I'm ready for some not summer.
True. I am too.
Oh, sweetheart. Feel bad for her. She's still wearing a mask. Although I do see people inside without masks, so maybe it's by choice. So anyway, yeah, when I told them I couldn't find a place and that I wouldn't be able to take the job, they did actually like what I brought to the table as a radio professional, and they gave me one of the Pondo condos under the condition.
Picture for you?
No, thank you.
There you go. You have a nice.
You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's so cute. Said they would put me up in the housing, the condominium that they had for employee housing for their Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise, which by the way is a very notable Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise because they have a unique sign that is different from any other Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise in the world. You can Google it. It's on Google Images. I'm sure it is. I've seen it before. So there's a very interesting sign code in Jackson, Wyoming, that requires the town of Jackson, Wyoming, that requires all signs be made out of carved wood to maintain that kind of rustic look that they're trying to have as a tourist town, and as a very exclusive tourist town. So yeah, every sign, you can't have your normal, light up signs like we got going on the left there, and like pretty much every other KFC sign has. It has to be carved wood. And somehow when they got Kentucky Fried Chicken as a franchise to allow them to be like, hey, we can't have your regular sign, we got to do it out of carved wood, they actually got the permission to put Colonel Sanders in a cowboy hat. So yeah, Colonel Sanders on that carved wooden sign looks completely different than Colonel Sanders in the other KFC sign. I find that absolutely fascinating. I find it absolutely fascinating. I think I'm gonna go home and eat my burger. It's just too rainy to go sit in the park like I did yesterday. Anyway, so they did say that they'd give me that apartment on the condition that when KFC opened, because KFC is seasonal there, that I would probably have to have 2 roommates. They said it would be no more than 2. As I said, condos are known for having a ridiculous amount of people crammed into a little 2-bedroom condominium. But I was able to take over the master bedroom. They did say that, you know, that my rent would come out. They gave me a rent that was reasonable, that it would come out of my paycheck, and that that it would go down as they put KFC employees in there, which they did. I had some really cool cool roommates. What they didn't tell me is they were going to be foreign exchange people from other countries. So yeah, I had a roommate that spoke no English. Boy, was that fun. German. They were German, I believe. But that's supposed to be the story of Tigger or the cat, huh? Anyway, but the first month I think I was there, I had the place to myself, which was pretty freaking awesome, and I got to take over the master bedroom. The second bedroom had bunk beds in it, but the master bedroom was it was kind of small for a master bedroom, but it was plenty adequate for me. I loved it. Already had a bed in it, already had a dresser in it, which was nice. It was a furnished apartment, or furnished condominium. It actually was a condominium, not an apartment. And oh man, that place out of business again. Damn. It had. Anyway, I moved in, and when I got there, I forget what all had happened that day, but I just know I was exhausted, tired. It was like the middle of the afternoon, and the weather was just absolutely beautiful. It must have been probably 73 degrees outside, sunny, and if you've never been to Jackson, Wyoming, it is literally one of the most beautiful places on the planet. And so I came in and I opened I had like a sliding glass door to my patio, and I opened my patio door, and I think I might have even left my front door cracked a little bit, because it's a safe enough place you can, at least back then, a safe enough place you could leave your place open and not worry about somebody coming in and doing something terrible. And I just lied down on my back, fully clothed. Pretty much everything I owned was in a great big cardboard box sitting next to me. And I just was like, so this is home. And I just laid back on the bed, which, mind you, had no sheets or nothing. This is a mattress. Laid back on the bed and just fell asleep just from exhaustion, fully clothed. And when I woke up, there was a cat curled up next to me, purring. That had just apparently adopted me. And I kept the cat. I'm like, I guess you live here. You come with the place. And I ended up, after a couple of days, naming the cat Tigger. And Tigger was a great cat. Got catnapped from me when I was moving from Jackson to Phoenix. That is another story. Don't want to get into it. I also promised the story of Sambo the cat. So, yeah. And y'all got to see a lot of video of Sambo the cat today. I've been told that name is racist. I refuse to buy into that. I feel like I've given this story on my blog before, but hey, I got a lot of new people watching, so may as well do it again. When I was living in Tempe at the Broadmill Apartments, where I lived for nearly a decade, I was on my way out to one of my karaoke shows. Priscilla was not living with me at that time, but she was staying the night with me. And I do believe I had already had custody of Lily at that time. If I try to think about that too hard, I'll get sidetracked. So, at any rate, Priscilla was staying the night that night, if for no other reason to be waiting for me in my bed when I got back from my karaoke show. And so I'm heading out to my karaoke show. I'm walking to my car at the time, which I was driving my red CRX at the time. And as I walk in front of the laundromat, there is a baby black kitten, completely soaking wet. It was raining, just about the level of rain we got today outside. And it is in the parking lot where people drive to the back part of the parking lot in front of the door to the laundry room. Like, somebody could very easily not see. It's black cat on black pavement at night. Somebody could have easily not seen it and just squished him like a bug, which would have been incredibly tragic. And he's there, soaking wet, barely old enough to have his eyes open. We're talking a kitten so small it fit in my hand, and soaking wet, and so malnourished and weak that doesn't even have the strength to walk into the laundry room, which has the door wide open. Doesn't even have the strength to walk into the laundry room to get out of the rain. Just laying there, too weak to move, soaking wet, shivering from being wet and cold, and just like fur and bones, malnourished, tiny little thing, verge of death. And I saw it there, and I love cats, and my heart went out, and I didn't know what his chances of survival were, but obviously there's a feral kitten abandoned by its mother, and nature is cruel. Don't know at this point why it's been abandoned by its mother, but I'm thinking probably because it's the rut. You can wander in, looks open already. It's 6:03 a.m. by the way. I pick him up and kind of look at him, and he's definitely still alive, but he's in pretty cold and shivering and malnourished. Missed both lights, damn it. Too late to get into the leading left arrow, and too late to keep going straight through the intersection. Grrr. I bring him up to Priscilla and come back in. She's like, I thought you were going to work. I'm like, yeah, I found this. I'm like holding this kitten in my hand. I'm like, can you take care of this till I get back from work? And of course she just like, how can you, if you love cats, how can you deny something like that? I mean, you don't know if it's going to survive or not, but you at least got to try. And she, I think I still had baby formula from Lily being a baby in my place. So she said that she nursed him with the eyedropper and baby formula. He was doing visibly better. He was dried off and doing visibly better when I got home from work. Well, as you can see, he's a big, healthy, chunky boy now. Yeah, the first week or so, week and a half, wasn't 100% sure if he was going to make it, but he regained his health really, really quick, and he was quite a hoot as a kitten. Sambo is nearly blind. I can't, they don't have optometrists for cats. Cats can't talk. I have no idea like how bad his vision is, but try to get it in a video one of these days. He's very visibly cross-eyed. He does occasionally walk into things. Yeah, he was just not cut out for survival as a feral cat. Just wasn't. And I would imagine that he probably struggled, and I believe he was very small too, so I believe it probably was a run. So obviously, as a kitten, its mother abandoned him. Which is what animals in the wild too. I gotta hear one turn out early. That's what animals do in the wild. Nature is cruel. Yeah, nursed him to health. When he was a kitten, he used to be really, really bad about jumping onto the couch and missing. Couldn't not laugh at it, but felt bad for him. But after a while, he kind of learned where the couch was. Kind of learned where the bed was and where the couch was, and how to jump and not miss. But yeah, he's very obviously visually impaired, and very obviously, if you look at him, he's very, very, very cross-eyed. But as you saw, he's extremely clingy, and he's very skittish around strangers. He's afraid of most strangers. He'll hide under the couch or under the bed until anybody he doesn't know leaves. But absolutely, and I've had so many cats over the years. I mean, shit, I'm 52 years old. I've had a cat as long as I can remember. There's been very, very, very small periods of my life where every time I don't have a cat, another cat always comes into my life. I had a cat with my roommate, and well, actually, I said I moved from Denver. I actually moved from Wheat Ridge, which is a very small suburb of Denver. But yeah, my roommate had a cat, which was kind of like my cat when I lived in Wheat Ridge. And very first day of having my place in Jackson, and there was Tigger. I had a cat that had Tigger the entire time I was in Jackson. And yeah, I lost Tigger in the process of moving to Phoenix, but I immediately moved in with my mother and had a cat. and as soon as I got my own house, I had a cat. I've always had at least a cat. I usually have 2 or 3, but always a cat. But yeah, out of every cat I've had, I'm not just present cat bias. Sambo's probably one of the clingiest, sweetest cats I've ever had, and I think it's just because there's in the back of his mind, he knows he was abandoned, and he knows I saved him and nursed him, and at a level that most people don't with a kitten. He was definitely not weaned, at the time I found him. And eventually got him on soft food and then onto kitten kibble, and just love that cat to death. And to be fair, so does Priscilla. So it's a thing. Whose cat is Sambo? I don't know. We both have pretty significant claims on him. But possession is 9/10 of the law, and I have possession now. I'm so glad she brought him back. Anyway, I'm home. I need to eat my burger and eat my antibiotic. Thanks for coming with me on the ride. I'm very much oversharing this morning. But, it helps me pass the loneliness. So thank you for that.